Then some people put Ojile Coke. So I want the one that is like this. And then the one God is showing you is like lekpa. That even if you take her abroad and load her with food, she not the fat. Then you say, no, I don't want that one. For God's sake, at least there should be physical attraction. You people don't know what marriage is. This generation does not know what marriage is. Do you know some days ago, where was I, self? I think I was in Uyo. I began to ask myself serious questions. You know, when we take our vows, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer. Oga, marry somebody that if the person is sick and dying, you will not leave her side. You can be committed to her. And that has nothing to do with the package she was built with from heaven. The things I read on social media are scary. A woman's husband was sick in the hospital. Just the pressure of him being sick for 12 days, she was already sleeping around with other men. You don't know what marriage is. It's when you attempt to follow these principles that they are selling to you. There should be physical attraction. Oga, if it is the will of God that I know, attraction will follow it. Attraction will follow it. If physical attraction is not following it, I will doubt whether it is the will of God. I'm telling you the truth. If God says, marry this, you think the will of God is punishment? If God says, marry this person, if at the first time you looked at the person, you say, the day you say, Lord, I am your slave, do with me as it pleases you, you will look at her again and you say, God, where have you been all my life? Have you not gone to weddings? And then you look at the man. Say na lie, na juju. You cannot imagine how that sister agreed for that brother. You cannot imagine in your mind. You're like, no, na juju. The thing is, the will of God is a potent force for destiny. It has capacity to begin to align everything in your direction. The resources of God only move in the direction of where his will is known. Once the will of God, once you can find because I can't shake. I wanted to talk about to come to announce the day of the Lord and go and finish this thing, but that thing will not leave me. Because the resources of God, and I'm not talking about economic matters, even grace, mercy, open heavens. I know many times I have knelt down and said, Lord, you gave me this family. They can't die of hunger. They can't. I was on my own, jejely. You said marry. I've married. Oh. How do we advance now? He will come with mercy. What is scaring you in the will of God? What is scaring you? You don't want people to laugh at you. Who should they laugh at? They laughed at your Jesus. They mocked him because he was in the center of his Father's will. They mocked him. They mocked, they laughed. Don't be afraid. Because. You see, dear brothers, dear sisters, I have told myself that when I stand before Jesus, I want to be able to tell the Lord, everything you sent me to do, Daddy, I've done it. I want to tell him. So when some people talk about me and say things about me, I've told myself I don't want to listen. But sometimes somebody will just send me a video. And I'm grateful. Because some of these people do it to encourage me. So don't worry. See what they said, don't worry. Even if somebody sent me a message 2 days ago, he said, even if nobody in the world is listening to you, know that every day you are preaching, you are saving my life. One person. He said, if nobody is listening to you again, don't want me. You are saving my life. So I listen to your messages every day. Every day. I get those kind of messages. I say, don't worry. I see what they say. Say, don't be discouraged. That's how I see some of those things. I don't owe anybody an explanation. The one who called me, he told me, he said, you are like Jeremiah. Sometimes I weep because I'm afraid. I've read Jeremiah's story. I know what they did to Jeremiah. I'm afraid. I'm mortal. I'm mortal. But my joy and my confidence is that I'm in his will. I'm in his will. You see, I need to ask you tonight, do you know God's will for your life? Young lady, the will of God will help you discern the kind of man you can allow into your space. Young man, not every woman can be a wife. Not every woman. Wives are not primarily for sex. Wives are destiny partners. Destiny partners. They can enter your boat and you hold one paddle, she holds the other. Two of you are paddling together. That's what wives are for. So if you don't know the will of God, if you've not found because, how can God send the anointing? How can God open the doors? How can he bring a lady to your life? Oh God, you are 40 something, we know. But God can't entrust you with a sister like this. You don't even know where you are going. You don't even know what to do with your spare time.